Hello, welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging. And the title of this segment is The Midlife Metabolic Reset. It's real food strategies to look younger, boost your energy, and age fearlessly. I
Mhm.
like that because this is what we're all about, fearless aging. And our expert guest, her name is Leah Kuhlman. She's a registered dietitian and founder of You Thrive 365. I like that too. Her name's
Right.
You Thrive 365. So she shares how women can reclaim their metabolism, their energy, their confidence through a personalized whole food approach that works with their bodies, not against them. And again, I really like this too because
Mhm.
I'm all about whole
Mhm.
foods. Whole foods is really where it's
Mhm.
at. So, Lee Coleman, thanks so much for being here. Leah Coleman, thanks very much for being
Uh,
here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, this is a
Exciting.
great topic. This is something
Hmm.
I really I'm going to get this message more out to more people as well because it's so important. You know, what we
It
eat
is.
is one of the biggest factors in our health and well-being.
Hmm.
So tell us,
Hmm.
how did you decide that this is what you wanted to do, and how did you develop that your metabolic reset program?
Oh, I decided to do it because I went to college and gained 20 pounds and was not comfortable in myself. And that's why I learned nutrition and fitness for my own personal health and then realized it was a passion of mine and wanted to help other people. That's basically 20 years ago. That's what happened to me, and now I've used that to make help make transformations with women specifically because women. I work with women in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s that are just they're going through the perimenopause, menopause, and they're trying all the diets, all of the things that used to work doesn't work anymore. They're feeling fatigued, and so the metabolic reset is just a way to get back to how we were designed to eat and feel. Real food, strategies that work, that are sustainable, that it's not on the diet roller coaster, and improving energy and metabolic health.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many women in that age who are going through all these midlife things
Hmm.
and menopause, and their hormonal systems have a big effect on how their metabolism is working. So,
Hmm.
but food is the
Hmm.
biggest factor of all, you know.
It
So
is.
it is all about getting control over that. So this is such an important
Hmm.
topic, and so you're doing some
Hmm.
great work, and I
Oh,
appreciate what
thank
you're
you.
doing. So talk a
Yeah.
little bit about the connection between your blood sugar, your hormones, and how that also affects your aging and it also affects how you look and how you feel.
Okay, so basically, we have hormones in our body, and as we age, they are estrogen decreases, and then we have stressors that increase cortisol, and so all of these things affect our metabolism. And as women age, they also lose muscle mass, and so that's decreasing metabolism. So we have these factors that are not on our side as we age, but there is a way to manage it and feel better, and that is through food. So if we're incorporating ultra processed foods and incorporating things that are highly convenient and have a lot of additives and seed oils and added sugars, that's contributing to decreased energy, weight gain, the fatigue, the 3 p.m. crash that we're a lot of us are accustomed to. So we're just trying to get back to feeding ourselves with real whole food, high quality protein sources, complex carbohydrates with lots of fiber and healthy fat sources to balance those blood sugars so we don't have blood sugar spikes and crashes to where we're going for the chips or the candy at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. That's really the key. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one of the big challenges is that because if you're in that kind of a cycle and you're not feeling that well, it's so easy to go just to junk foods
Yes.
and comfort
Yeah.
foods to try and make yourself feel
Yes.
better. But that's
Exactly.
so counterproductive. So that's the message I know that
Yeah.
we want to
Yeah.
get out to people that
Right.
it's such a big, it's such a, it's a difficult thing to deal with, but you
It
can
is.
actually do it. You can do it because uh, if you get a handle on learning what foods are best for you
Hmm.
and how to,
Hmm.
like, we're going to talk about that a little bit. So what some
And
of the
they're
foods
highly
that
addictive too.
that's the other thing.
These
Yeah.
These foods are highly addictive, and it's out of not even your willpower. It's out of your control. And that's what I also want women to understand is that it's not something that it's not your fault from a lot of this time eating these foods. It's just how they've been engineered, marketed to us, and then we just continue eating them because it's easy, convenient.
Easy and convenient.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the message is that eating those foods is what's contributing to the problems that you're dealing
Correct.
with. So so
Correct.
so
Correct.
you gotta stop doing what's causing your problem and start doing what's going to fix your
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, well, again, I think we've kind of covered a little bit, but just talk a
Hmm.
little bit about what's some of the common nutritional mistakes that people are making, and how it accelerates the aging process.
Common mistakes are, yeah, the convenience, and going for the quick fix of the protein bars, protein drinks, and high sugar items because they are they're marketed to us as healthy, but a granola bar can be just as much sugar as a piece of cake. So,
Yeah,
but they're marketed to us as diet or healthy. So that would be one thing is like reading labels is really key. Um, and like, I would also say try and stay away from the all the fad diets. That's a vicious cycle too.
yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Well, let's talk about whole foods, because
Okay.
whole foods is really where it's at.
Hmm.
My very first book that I wrote way back in the late '90s was called Real Food, Real Fast. And that's what real food is. Real food is, it doesn't come with a label. You don't have to read
Yeah.
the label. So
Hmm.
if you can make a vast majority of your diet of whole foods, you don't have to even worry
Correct.
about reading the labels, because
Exactly.
it's already made perfect as well. So talk
Yeah.
about a little bit more
Yeah.
about what you consider whole foods.
That would be a piece of chicken, salmon, a steak, even. All of these, it's coming from the animal, it's coming from the ocean, the sea. It's a piece of broccoli or an apple. Those are real foods. They were meant to be. It's coming from the ground, the tree, or some sort of animal source. Um, and it hasn't been changed in any way.
Yeah.
So that is real food. It's from the ground up, basically farm to table. If anyone has heard of that concept, it's just eating what is the naturalist form of the food.
Yeah, yeah. My
Hmm.
definition is it's organic fruits and vegetables, and some healthy whole grains, and then
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
animal product, some healthy animal products that are raised
Yeah,
healthy. And again,
healthy fat sources.
yeah,
Hmm.
it doesn't come with any man-made ingredients or
Right.
any additives or ingredients,
Exactly.
right? So
Correct.
it actually makes it pretty simple. As you know,
Yeah.
if you go
Yeah.
into the supermarket, most of the real food is on the perimeter, right?
Right.
And all the packaged food, all the
Hmm.
sales and all the things they're trying to
Hmm.
sell you, where they make
Yeah.
all their money, are things that you really don't need to put in your body, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So talk about how, like, some of the people you work with and how you help them to
Hmm.
actually reset their metabolism naturally, and
Hmm.
and how you help them to get off of the junk food and things that are causing
Yeah.
the problem.
So what I do in my coaching programs, I work one-on-one with clients, and we start with where you're at. So we do an assessment of where you are with your nutrition, with your lab values, with medical history, and really dive into what are you eating and how is that affecting your health at this moment. And then we tailor it. I tailor it to you specifically as the client, and we dive into what are the lowest hanging fruit, basically. How can we add? I don't think of it as restriction. I do want to say that it's not a
Yeah,
diet, it's a lifestyle. So what I really emphasize is how do we add instead of taking away and feeling like um, it's a restrictive type of eating plan, because it's not a plan, it's a lifestyle.
I
Hmm.
totally agree with that.
Hmm.
I just want to add, again, we're already getting short. We've only got a few minutes left here, so
Okay.
I want our audience to know that, first of all, you can go to her website, youthrive360.com, and we'll put all this information.
365.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, I said, yeah, 365.com.
Hmm.
But
You
we'll
thrive.
put those
Hmm.
links in the show
Hmm.
description. But
Hmm.
she has a free a guide called the top 10 toxic foods that are wrecking your health. So you definitely want to go and get
Yes.
that free report. And then also when you go there, you can book a free uh,
Hmm.
uh, call with Leah, and she'll tell you what she has to offer and see if you're a good fit to work with her. And so you definitely want to do that. So in the time we have left here, talk about some of the practical tools you offer and some of the simple swaps that can make healthy eating uh, a lot easier for people.
A lot easier. Um, so a simple swap would be instead of a granola bar or a protein drink in the morning, can you do Greek yogurt plain and add some fruit and some nuts to it? Can you swap out chips for an apple? Like just looking at what food labels, we talked about that earlier, but that's really, really important. And looking at the one thing I would say added sugars in the food products. So if you can get the least amount of added sugars, that will help with weight and insulin resistance.
But again, it comes back to just eating whole foods. So
Yeah,
if
the
you use,
con
yeah,
the
whole food,
convenience of a granola bar, you can still take an apple. It's portable. That's what I tell my clients.
yeah,
Like it doesn't have to be something in a package.
yeah,
Yeah.
whole fruit,
Mm-hmm.
vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
nuts and seeds and
Mm-hmm.
all these sort of things, that
Yes.
are just natural whole food, doesn't have a whole lot of additives. So
Correct.
I guess what you do is you tell people, okay, what are you having for a snack now? And then you can show them what alternatives that they could swap
Yes,
out. Yeah,
yes. We work together. We do what they like, what they dislike, and we follow an eating plan. I give them plans, I give them recipes. We really dive deep into meeting with each other weekly to help us keep this accountable and sustainable. So
yeah.
that's my goal.
Well, thank you for that great information, and
Mm-hmm.
thank you for the work that
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. And I just want to let our audience to know again, it's really the food you're eating is the biggest factor in how you're feeling and how you're aging. So this is such an
Mm-hmm.
important topic. So
Yeah.
I like to end all my shows
Yeah.
with Einstein's saying of knowledge without action is useless. So we always give
Mm-hmm.
you some good knowledge and wisdom, but you got to take action on it. So I highly recommend you go to
You
Leah's.
thrive 365.com.
All right, you got it. That's it. All right, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you for having me.